to broadcast for
That's right, the broadcast.
for either Barstool Sports, Outkick, and Fox Sports or ESPN.
Which we were talking about that, and that led me to this FS1 deal. Have you guys heard what happened with FS1 today?
Mm-mm.
Okay, FS1 canceled 3 of their programs. They canceled the facility, they canceled Breakfast Ball, and they canceled Speak. Speak was the show with Joy Taylor and Acho and LaShawn McCoy. Breakfast Ball was Craig Carton, Keyshawn Johnson, and Mark Schlereth. The facility was Chase Daniel, James Jones, and somebody else, and I can't think of who
So
it was.
what you're saying,
They're
Rich,
they're keeping the herd, and they're keeping First Things First. The other 3 have been blown up, and they're going to put shows in its place.
so what you're saying, Rich, is we have a chance now. Hey, FS1.
We do.
We're right here. Hi.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Hi, we're here.
We have a chance. We
We're
do
just a
have
bunch of
chance.
yahoos who live to talk sports.
Yeah.
I'm retired and cheap. Rich might be more expensive, but I'm cheap.
Hey, I'm not that expensive. It comes to being on national. I'm not
Yeah.
that expensive.
I'm not that expensive either.
Not in the grand scheme of things.
No.
But we were talking about, they took that hit when Skip and Shannon imploded. And because that led into Colin, which led into First Things First. And then they added, because when Joy Taylor went away from Colin's show and went into her own thing, that's when they created Speak. And the guy that's taken her place is really good with Colin. So it's not going to be one of those cases where she can just slide right back into that old spot. But, I'm real curious to see what they're going to do now, because they were trying to basically do a talk show day from 6 in the morning until 6 at night. Well, they just killed 6 of those hours. 5
But
of
the
those
problem
hours.
is all these shows are too polished, to be honest with you. I mean, look at some of the shows that do really, really well. It's the stuff that do like what we're doing right here. Like, not that, we do some homework. We know some stuff. We don't know some stuff. We're a bunch of guys who like sports, but look at McCaffrey. Look at McCaffrey's show. It looks like a podcast. It feels like a podcast. He's polished, though. He's got a big control room with people in it, but it's more relaxed atmosphere. But really, what people tune into is stuff like what we're doing here. That's why we get the views that we get on X and YouTube and Facebook and whatnot, because I think there's a difference. And this is where the problem where the shows like on FS1 and these other places have a disconnect. Once you start tying a paycheck to what you say, you're no longer saying what you want to say. Because like none of the 4 of us are going to be shy to say something because we're afraid of some sponsor or we're afraid of, anything like that. We're just going to say what we believe. And I think the problem with a lot of these shows is they get caught up in that, I hate to do it once again, politicalness, because it exists even in the sports sphere with these sports shows of, well, we have to support certain initiatives. No, we don't as sports fans. As a sports fan, I don't like the fact that the NHL, for instance, said you don't have to wear the Pride jersey in warm-ups if you don't want to. Then I'm going to say that. If I'm a proponent of saying that I like what they did, I should be able to say that too, without fear of, well, Coca-Cola is going to drop us or Pepsi's going to drop us, because that's the real shit that people want to hear. They don't want to hear the polished, politically vetted. No, give us what you think. That's why we watch you. We don't watch you because I can get that anywhere. I mean, the thing about McCaffrey is like he doesn't give a shit about his sponsors. If he loses sponsors, like when he brought on Aaron Rodgers during COVID to do what he did on COVID, he pissed everyone off and he didn't care. That's why people like him. And I think with FS1 and ESPN, FS2, these entities, the problem is they're too connected to the rest of the media where they have to make these correct views. So like if you don't like the National League uniform, you should say it. on FS1 or on ESPN, and don't be afraid of hurting someone's feeling or some sponsor's feeling, because when you sit there and do what these guys do, this is why the ratings tank. Because after a while, the fans go, "This is a bunch of bullshit. I'm listening to a bunch of shills who are just shilling out for whatever company is sponsoring the show, and they're making all this money, and then they're going to tell me what to do." It doesn't work. But here, like this, you got 4 guys, 4 different backgrounds, for economic differences, everything else. We don't care whether or not we piss off Pepsi, Coke, or Budweiser, or gun owners, or whoever. We don't care. We're just going to tell you what we think about our teams, or about the sport, or about decisions being made, or what trash the uniform looks like. And so, I mean, really, am I selling us to FS1? I'm trying to, because we're kind of what they need, what this format. And whether it's the 4 of us or some other dudes they find that they like, cool. But that's what they should be doing, instead of all these super slick, polished shows that follow a message or a proponent, or the league really wants us to push us. Fuck the league. Why should I care what the NFL wants us to push?
Well, and my radio show was called Go Big or Go Home. The whole premise behind it was, I'm going to give you my opinion. If you don't like it, tell me about it. I'm not going to hold back. Being in Central Texas and being the biggest Cowboys hater in Central Texas, that put a big red light over my head, and a big bullseye on my back. Great. Come on with it. And that was what I told everybody. I said, I'm going to have my opinion. You have yours. Don't pussyfoot around. Don't hum and haw about it. If you think I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Yeah. If you agree with me, agree with me. That's great. I don't want everybody to agree with me. I'm not, but the other thing that I said was, there will be absolutely, positively no politics on this show.
Yeah.
We can talk whatever you want. There's 2 things we're not going to talk. We're not going to talk politics. We ain't talking religion. Outside of that, outside of Notre Dame football, we're not talking religion. And we are absolutely 100% not talking politics. We can talk sports till we're blue in the face. I don't care if we talk baseball, football, golf, soccer. I don't really care. But we're not getting into politics. We're not getting into religion. And we're going to have opinions. I'm not going to sit here and toe a company line. We're going to have opinions. And that got the show a whole lot better reaction than anything else that was going on in Central Texas. And to this day.
And the politics piece is the hardest, right? Because there is a place in sports talk for it, but you got to keep it apolitical. Like what I said earlier about the president showing up to FIFA, like you got to keep that apolitical, because that's not a political agenda there. It's just, the statement I made isn't pro-Trump or pro or anti-Trump. It's just from a sports standpoint, it's good to see a country's leadership at an event. Point blank, period. I don't care what it is. If it was Biden or Trump or whoever, it doesn't matter. It's a point of leadership being there. So there is always going to be some politics. It's how you present the politics. And the problem is with like FS1, ESPN, all these others, they very slyly, but they do it, push agenda. And that's where we got to stay away from when we talk politics and sports.
True. And what you said, there's a difference. What you said was a fact.
Right.
And it's not a case where you said, well, Trump showed up for the Gold Cup. Yeah.
The Club World Cup.
Club World Cup final. Sorry.
Yeah.
And I think that I'll bet you Biden would have never done something like that. Okay, wait a minute. Now you just made it political.
Right. That's
you were stating a fact before that Trump was at the event. Okay, great. Yeah. So were 100,000 other people, but Trump was at the event, and then you leave it at that. That you're not making it political.
Well, and for you,
if you would have made that other statement, now we're making it political. Yeah.
And for U.S. soccer, it was big too, because there were no U.S. teams in the Cup final, and yet our president was there, which is good because that shows that we're somewhat catching up to the rest of the world. Because if this were in Barcelona, the president of Spain or their leadership would have been at that game, even though there were no Spanish teams in it. So it's good to see us entering the world stage on soccer in that regard. But I think that's a problem though, like with FS1 and these people. It's like, guys, get away from these super slick, well-produced shows where you got these hosts who are trying to be controversial and it's fake as all hell while still towing a company line. The real good controversy is when you get a guy comes out there and bashes the NFL and bashes a fan base and then and it says, come on, bring it. That's better than, like, I can't watch these guys like Stephen A. Smith, who wants to run for politics now. I can't watch him because one day he's this, the next day he flips it as the 100. Like, we don't have the internet and we can't look at what these guys have said just 3 months ago. It's like there's no consistency. It's like they're all like politicians. I can see why Stephen A. wants to run because he's used to it, because he's fed what to say and what to be mad about, what to be happy about. I think the problem with sports talk shows in general are that they're not real anymore. I mean, if you want to see a great example of that, turn on the NFL Network on schedule release night. When the schedules are coming out, I forgot who the two, they were both previous NFL players, and they're going team by team and doing like the records, right? The win-loss thing. And so I'm watching this on mute because we're on a show live, but I'm paying attention. And like, okay, they'll do Green Bay. Okay, well, when they play the Bears, well, that's a W. When they play the Bears, it's going to W. Okay. Then with the Vikings, same thing. With the Lions, same thing. They go through all the teams are playing the Bears. Every time I saw them talk about the Bears, the Bears are taking an L. Okay, now they're going to do the Bears schedule. Well, according to them, I should be 0-17, but they had us winning 13 games. I'm like, how can we win 13 games when you did all the other teams you were saying we're losing to them? Right. Because they're a joke. I don't care if these guys were former NFL players. They're telling me what I want to hear as a Bears fan when they do my team, knowing that I'm probably checking out when they're going to do the Ravens or these other teams. But I actually paid attention. And the Bears, they had the Bears losing all 17 games. They had the Steelers losing more games in the individual ones than when they did the Steelers by themselves. I hate that. Yeah. Fans hate that. And that's why these shows are getting canceled and why folks like us should be doing it.
Yeah. And one other thing, and to shift off of that just a little bit, the one other thing, and this is going to be another soapbox thing, I'm sure, for everybody, because it was for both of us, me and Jamie, this whole Teddy Bridgewater situation. If you guys, did you, Adam or Ken, hear about this?
Something about the high school coach stuff.
Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater has been suspended from his position as high school football coach at his alma mater in Miami for allegedly providing impermissible benefits to his players. Okay, first off, it's not allegedly. He admitted on social media he's done this, okay? But listen to what he has done, okay? He paid for Uber rides, meals, and recovery services for his players last season. He has asked fans to donate to help cover such expenses this season. He self-reported the payments to Miami Northwestern, and Florida High School Athletic Association confirmed to Rivals on Monday that it's gathering more information. He made sure the kids had a safe ride to and from. The school has a 75% financially disadvantaged population. He made sure the kids had safe rides to and from school before and after practice. Made sure they had food. Made sure that if they got hurt, they could go to the doctor. And they're penalizing him for this. If it was, and I realize it's tough to do this on a case-by-case basis, but with all the other BS going on with NILs and all that kind of garbage.
Well, they've got NIL in high school now.
Huh?
There's NIL in high school. There's a kid who ran track up here, okay, and as a freshman in high school was signed by Nike. As a freshman in high school, right? Yeah. Now, I hear what you're saying. I'm like thinking, how's this any different than what we did at Gulf when my kid played at Gulf Breeze High School? Gulf Breeze, of course, I've got the Andrews Institute, and everyone, you guys should know who that is, right? Like, that's where the NFL sends all their players when they get injured. That's where all the players come before the draft. They all come here to the Andrews. That's why I've met a couple guys. Andrews is the premier. Well, guess who does The stuff that he paid for, guess who does that for our kids? Andrews. So our kids get Andrews Institute as their training staff. Before every game, they're fed. After games, they're fed by the boosters. So and if he reported it, he took his own money and put in the system. He didn't pay players. He just gave them better quality of life. What the hell is wrong with you? Oh, it's not fair to other teams. Well, life isn't fair, Cupcake. You know, I mean, the fact that Teddy Bridgewater did that makes me like him even more.
Me too.
Because he looked out for his kids when the community couldn't or wouldn't. And it takes a community, right? It takes a village. The village couldn't do it, so he said, hey, I got it. And then he said, hey, I got it this year, but I need help. Can you guys help me this year? What's wrong? And that's nothing worse than what's going on anywhere else in the state of Florida. If the state doesn't have a problem with it, and I don't think they should, I don't understand why they would suspend them. It's good for the kids. It's good for the program. He didn't pay players. He didn't provide anything that would be – it's not like he bought them cars or bought them jewelry or bought them clothes. He provided transportation, made sure they had proper nutrition to play, and made sure they had proper medical care if they got injured. What the hell is wrong with that?
But they're mad because he was the coach of the team last year, and oh, by the way, they just happened to win the state championship last year.
It's not an unfair competitive advantage because other teams here, like Gulf Breeze High School, does all of that institutionally, and they've never won a playoff game.
I understand, but they're going, well, you know, these kids may be great athletes, but they didn't have all the extra, and they're calling it extra stuff. They wouldn't have been able. It's not extra stuff. It's being able to have a safe way to and from school.
Well,
food
like
to
I
eat.
said, Gulf Breeze High School, right up here in the Gulf Coast, off the Gulf of America in Pensacola area, does all of that. Everything he did is covered by at Gulf Breeze High School for these athletes, and they've never won a playoff game. The fact they won state, that has nothing to do with what he did. I think it's hate. It's pure hate to try to explain why you weren't as good as someone else. I mean, there are many, many high schools that provide these same kind of things. The ride thing might be the only thing that's a little extra, the Uber thing. I get, okay, maybe that one. But the nutrition and the athletics the medical stuff, that happens everywhere. The Uber stuff, okay, that one might be the one where they go, well, that one I can maybe understand, but the other two, school districts with money do that. His school district is lacking the funds, so he picked up that piece and asking the parents to, hey, contribute to your kids being able to be successful and have proper nutrition and proper medical care. The only thing that's problematic probably is the Uber stuff, the rideshare stuff. That can be problematic.
Yeah. Adam?
I don't see why he got suspended. I'm very confused. He's trying to do good for these kids, and I don't know the area at all. A lot of these kids might not have role models. I don't know the area, so I don't know.
Is it the Miami area, Rich?
Sir?
What area is the high school in?
It is. It's in Miami.
Miami-Dade, Deep Blue.
Miami Northwestern High School.
Yeah, so it's Deep Blue, inner city, Miami. Very blue. Look, the only thing that I would have, I can see why they have a problem.
Hold on. I was referring to like parents, father figure, mother figures. That's what I was referring to. I wasn't referring anything about the blue city or the red city.
No, but that'll tell you about the demographic of the area, unfortunately. But that's so you're talking inner city Miami.
But they went 40% red.
Not that part of the city.
I thought they did. Not
that part of the city, but I mean, regardless of that, though, yeah, you're right. Inner city, probably, the parent issue is there, but the only thing I look at, the Uber thing is the only thing where they can probably get them on, because you can talk about endangerment, because the Uber drivers aren't cleared by the state. We don't know if they're safe to track. It's from that part maybe a safety issue. even though the intent was good, we don't know anything about these Uber drivers. The Uber driver could have been a mass murderer for all we know. That's where they're going to get him. I think that the idea, though, was good. I agree with 2/3 of it, no problem. The thing they're going to get him on is the Uber thing because it's going to be endangerment of the kids.
Yeah.
What were your guys' thoughts?
Jamie, go ahead.
My thoughts, I think the world's too soft nowadays. The guy, Teddy Bridgewater, you're a great guy. You were always a class act in the NFL. Stay true to your beliefs. Don't change your beliefs because people want you to. Stick to your guns on this. And I think you did the right thing for these kids. So I
agree.
I applaud you for what you did, and I defend you for it.
Let me add one thing to what Jamie said, though, because I agree with what he said. The only thing, Teddy, you could do better next time, instead of doing Uber, hire a company and have them vetted first to transport the students so you can avoid the child safety issue. So if it's a company, you hire a transportation company to transport these kids, and they're vetted, and so you can get past that safety issue. I think that's the only thing he could have done better. But I agree with everything Jamie said.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Ken.
All right. So
Josh has just made it 6-0 National League, by the way.
Yeah, it is 6-0. Going to the I guess they just going to the bottom of the 7th right now. Remaining strength of schedule for the rest of the season in Major League Baseball. The 5 hardest records for opponents against: Boston, Cincinnati, White Sox, who are okay, Miami, Colorado, and then the Rangers are 6th. The easiest schedules between now and the end of the season: the Cubs, the Royals, the Twins, the Dodgers, the Pirates, and the Indians.
Ooh, can we get a Cubs?
Adam, remember me telling you earlier this season that if the Pirates could survive through July, they would have a better shot because all the really good teams they were playing were in the first half of the year.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about this? And does it make a difference in where your thinking is? And I can let you know where your team is on this list. Jamie, the Yankees are 20th, and the Mets are 12th hardest.
Okay.
Ken, Adam, Jamie?
Could we have a Cubs Indians rematch of 2016, but the Cubs sweep it in 4 this time?
By the way, the Indians, they're 25th. They're the 25th easiest or 25th hardest.
What's the
Cubs have the easiest record?
They have the easy. Huh? I mean, I would love to see. I mean, who would not love to see a rematch of the Cubs Indians of the 2016 rematch? I mean, well, okay, Pirates fans won't because you want the Pirates to be in it, but I mean, that would sell. That would sell. I'd love to see it.
Listen, you go to Cleveland, you say 27 outs, and they all know what you're talking about.
Yep.
Because that's all they needed for 2 games.
Yep.
It didn't happen.
The big thing that I'm looking at with, I said it at the beginning of the season when we did our preseason picks. By the way, Ben Rooker just went yard, so it's now 6-3 National League. But
Paul Skeels not going to get a win again.
I don't think the Dodgers go. The injuries to that pitching staff. Yeah, they've got 37 pitchers and they're paying $500 million to that pitching staff. And every one of them spent time on the injured list. It's one of those deals that you don't know who you're going to have come playoff time. Shohei has not gone more than 3 innings in a start. I don't think they're going to push him that deep. Yamamoto, okay, when he's healthy, he's a stud. Kershaw's on the back end, and I really think that after tonight, especially, I think Kershaw's done after this season. because they did a real nice ceremonial deal when he came off the field in the second inning at the All-Star game and made him a Legends pick and all that kind of good stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if Kershaw's done after this year. Blake Snell's hurt. Glasnow's hurt. The list of guys that they've got on the injured list is about as long as their actual roster.
How many times have we seen though the team with like
shit
with a low salary burden gets to the dance? I mean, that's the funny thing about baseball. A lot that I always found interesting. Oh well, they're going to be really good. Look at the amount of contracts that these big contract players they have. Then why aren't they winning the World Series every year? I think it's funny because a team like the Cubs, I'm sure they're pretty much up there in the contracts, but at the same time they're not, especially for the size market they are. I don't know why people get surprised, or like in Pittsburgh or Minnesota when they sneak in from time. It's like the amount of money they spend to me doesn't correlate to winning World Series. And I think with these teams that you mentioned, like the Pirates and the Cubs, who are in the thick of it right now with easy schedules, and they can get hot going into the playoffs. That's all that matters. If you're a team like the Dodgers and you're having to battle every day and you're battling injuries on top of battling good teams, one of two things happens, right? Steel sharpens steel, or it all just blows up on you because you can't maintain because you've stressed out. And it sounds like to me the Dodgers are more on the stress out track than they are on steel sharpening steel.
The Cubs
I still think the Dodgers pull something off in a trade. I think they end up with Mitch Keller. I really do.
The Cubs have the 11th highest payroll.
Yeah, which is unusual in the Cubs, to be honest with you.
I'll tell you what, though, you talk about a team that could do it that isn't paying a whole ton of money. They're right in the middle of the pack at 17th. How about those fighting Detroit Tigers?
Yeah.
They are number 17 in salary. Milwaukee, they're sniffing the division. 24th highest salary, $112 million. The Tampa Bay Rays are 26th.
Well, that's always been the Rays, but isn't that how the Rays always are?
True, but you were saying about teams that are lower payroll teams that could do something.
Yeah,
any of those three could do something. Could make hay.
Still see the Pirates being sellers. I just do. I don't care what the schedule brings. What these players are gonna, when they get rid of them, what these players bring is going to be way more intriguing than winning at this point, unfortunately.
I'd like to see Chicago get back to another World Series this soon, though. I mean, now it's 6-4. You know what? The NL deserves to lose because they left Suzuki off the roster. That's all I got to say about that. It's going to be interesting. I mean, it'd be nice to have a different narrative this year than we've had for the last couple of years. But it'd be cool to see the Cubs get back. And, we were there in 2016. Then we kind of fell apart. It'd be kind of cool to see the Cubs get back this soon and, not get fans in as always going to be another 108 years kind of thing. It'd be nice to see that the Cubs are still a competitive team that, is in the. I guess what I'm trying to say, it'd be nice to see if the Cubs are in the normal cycle, not in that extraordinary cycle they were in. And the White Sox, I'm happy they're sucking. So I hate the White Sox. Southsiders, trash.
I would have never guessed.
I'm a North Sider. What can I say?
I understand. But Adam, you going to be able to continue this thing through? Because I got to hit the road. We're 9:30, so. But I know we got a lot to talk about tomorrow night on Steel City Sports Talk.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can go for another 20 minutes or so. Is that all right, guys?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Get me on X, Big Rich 8371, Facebook, just my name, Rich Richardson. Appreciate everybody that's been a part of this thing tonight. My Monday nights, 2 Tire Change, 7 Eastern, 6 Central, and then Wednesday nights, With Adam, we do 9 Eastern, 8 Central, Steel City Sports Talk about all kind of Pittsburgh sports. Appreciate you guys. Ken, Jamie, Adam, appreciate you guys. And I'll catch you
Yeah,
guys
sorry
later
about
on.
my computer. Sorry about my
Yes, sir.
computer not loading up today.
Yeah. It's all right, man. I had you covered. No problem.
I guess there was a power outage over the weekend, and I had to fight my computer to turn on.
Well, that's better than me. I just got sidetracked. I even forgot it was Tuesday, and then I looked over and oh shit, it's Tuesday.
That's what happens when you're retired. Every day
Yeah,
is
it is.
Saturday, and every night's Friday. That's what happens.
Hey, I have a question for you guys because we talked about this on House All Sunday, talked about it on the morning show briefly, but it's different for me because I'm obviously in the North. And the morning show, Ken is in the North, and Sunday, well, we're all Bears fans. What did you guys think about the news out of Chicago this weekend that we extended Ryan Poles, and his contract is now the exact same length as Ben Johnson's? Did you think that was a good move, bad move? What are you guys' thoughts on that?
I think they should extend Ryan Poles. I think he's got I think he has a plan to get talent on this team. It just has to be able to come to fruition. I mean, everybody stays healthy, no injuries, things like that.
Yeah, I agree on the talent. What do you think?
Me? So I think that they're going to let these two coaches run, and if they suck by when the contracts are over, out the door.
Yeah, let me give you some of the other arguments from the Bears fans who weren't happy about Poles being extended as GM. They're like, well, he only won 15 games, 15 and 35 or whatever the number is for the first 3 years. Are you going to forget that? I'm like, yeah. Because to me, Eberflus was never his coach. When he got hired on a Tuesday, Eberflus was hired a day and a half later. He wasn't a part of the hiring process. He technically hired Eberflus, but it was like, hey, Jamie, you're the new head coach. We've come up with a list of 3 coaches for you to hire from. Pick one of the 3. Those are your choices. That's what Poles was presented with. So I made kind of Jamie's argument, right? That, hey, he's brought on good players. Some will say the Bears did not build properly because we built the trenches last. My contention is I don't care how they build it, just as long as they get there. I don't think it matters if you build the trenches first or last. As long as you start winning, that's all that matters at the end of the project, right?
Right.
So but there are Bears fans who are really upset that Poles was extended, and I'm trying to figure out why. I mean, they tell me these whys.
It's only a 2-year deal.
It's through 2029. It's through 29, which is when Ben Johnson. So to me, it says if Ben Johnson fails, because Ben Johnson is Ryan Poles' coach, right? He did the entire process. He hired him. If the Ben Johnson experiment fails in Chicago, that means they're both gone. GM and head coach will be gone, and probably quarterbacks. They can break the cycle and start fresh with a new quarterback, new head coach, new GM. Because I'm tired of the arguments. Well, if you hire a new GM, he's going to fire the coach because that's not his coach. And if you get a new coach, you need a new quarterback because that's not his quarterback, right? Those are the arguments we always hear. So to me, I see it as closing a loop of 2 out of the 3. But at the same time, I don't think Ben Johnson's upset with having Caleb Williams. In fact, I think Caleb Williams is his guy because of the way he just talks about him anyway. That he would have drafted Caleb had he been there to draft him. So for me, I see it as a good move.
Ken, you talk about playing the political pull, and Caleb Johnson's your guy, so you have to like him as a coach.
True, but I mean,
I'm just saying.
I know. I agree with because you have to say that, right? You're not going to be hired and say, "Hey, the guy we drafted."
You can't go in and be like, "I've never been a Caleb fan. Why am I here?"
Right. Exactly. I agree with you. And that's like, well, why did Ryan Poles say, "Well, I'm going to win the North and never take it back"? Because that's what you said, right? That's what you. It's like if the Steelers get a new head coach, that new head coach day one will say, "We're going to win the North and never give it back," because that's what you say. Right, so I agree with you there.
Right, you get the fan base pumped up. Tomlin says that everyone's like, "Oh, great, we win the North, and then we're done in one playoff game, yay!"
But no, I think the Bears did. I actually think the Bears did something good, and I agree with Jamie. I think he has a plan, and that's one argument I really haven't made. But I think he has a plan. Whether that plan's right or not might be argumentative, because I know Broski Bear, who does the morning show in house with us, he said the Bears have built their team ass backwards. The line was the last thing when it should have been the first thing. I don't know if that really matters, to be honest.
I think if they would have built a team for Justin Fields instead of bringing in all these scumbags, Justin Fields might have been a good quarterback.
Yeah, I think he might be. You might be right. Had they given him an offensive line, maybe he would have been much better than what he was.
Right.
And the weapons.
That's what I mean. Like, all of a sudden you got 2 used rookies, or 1 rookie wide receiver that's Luden, right?
Yeah, we got Luther Burden the third is the wide receiver 3 or the slot. You've got Roma Dunze now at the 2, DJ Moore at the 1. I mean, come on, like Justin never had that to throw to.
No,
he had Cole Kmet, but they never used Cole Kmet because he was too busy blocking.
right.
He had David Montgomery, and they did use David Montgomery well, but they didn't let him go to Detroit.
I think the Bears mismanaged all that.
So do you think they fixed it now, though, with the polls way forward?
I think they're trying to make up for a lot of lost causes, a lot of lost years.
Yeah. God, we wasted some years. Every team wastes years, though. That's nothing new, but yeah, I mean, I look at this Bears team now. To me, it still comes down to the offensive line, and man, the potential for this Bears team can be really freaking. They could be the story of the NFL this year if things work right in Chicago. And if it falls apart, it'll just be the same old Bears. But it's hard not to be excited. I have to contain my enthusiasm. Because with this quarterback who I like, with the weapons, which I think we all agree are good, if that offensive line goes from 25th to 15th, this team is putting a lot of points on the board. It's going to be scary. Did the Jets overpay, Josh asked for Justin? No.
It was only a 2-year deal.
Was it 2-year, $40 million, right?
Yeah, that's a good deal.
That's a steal, man, because he's probably – before he got traded, his over the – no, not over the cap. What's the other one? What's the other one we use for cap? For the contract, Spotrac. His Spotrac was at like $45 million before the Bears traded him for 1 year. So no, the Jets got a great deal. And if he's the guy that, and look at the thing with Justin, he's improved every year as a professional. He was 4-2 last year before they benched him stupidly, I would say, in Pittsburgh. You've got a head coach who was a defensive coordinator who had to scheme against him twice a year for a couple years. Sauce Gardner, they overpaid. Probably, but that's the market right now. Would you agree with that, Jamie?
Yeah, it's the same thing with Garrett Wilson. It's the market too. But like I said, the one thing I really like about the whole NFL is the Jets and these other teams. I like when they sign the 1 or 2 year deals to players like that, and then you allocate the big time bucks to where the market is.
Yeah, I think the Jets are going to be fine. I think the Jets might be a good surprise team this year. I mean, I know a lot of people we don't expect. It's hard to predict that they're going to be a good team. You look how bad they've been the last couple of years, and it's the Jets. But when you think about the Jets, do have some players, man. They could be a surprise team this year, the Jets.
And they got Aaron Glenn, who I absolutely love as a coach.
Yeah. I mean, I don't expect him to win the division with him as a first-year head coach, but I expect the Jets might make some noise. Who knows? They might surprise us and win the division. I mean, I've been giving this some thought lately, guys, the last couple of weeks as we're getting closer. Because rookies started reporting today to some teams. Today, camp started for a few teams, right? Rookies are reporting. And we're getting closer to doing like some of the season projections. And every year, we all do our projections and we all base off last year and the moves we think they make, which is what we've got to go on. But every year there's 3 or 4 teams, and the Jets could be one of them this year. We think, oh, they're not going to be that good. I mean, yeah, there might be some improvement. And then they end up, winning a division or going to an NFC championship game like Washington last year. No one expected them to be anything like they were last year.
I think the more we watched Jaden Daniels last year, we kind of were thinking that though.
See, but I give Jaden Daniels' success a lot of credit to that to his OC. Because
I don't care who gets credit to. It's still still running the team.
They were a team. When I went to that game in DC, I thought, hey, this could be a potential playoff match. Bears Skins in the playoffs. I mean, that's the way these teams were looking. And of course, the Bears went the opposite direction, but they did it with a bunch of scrappy guys and really good coaching. And if that's what thing we looked at the roster at the beginning of the year, it was a bunch of 1-year contracts, scrappy vets that people were kind of like, okay, well, they're probably past their prime. They don't have anything to show anymore. Well, they did. But at the beginning of the year, we were saying, 5 or 6 wins probably. And they went to the NFC Championship.
I guess my son's a Josh Allen fan, so that's.
I mean, Josh Allen's still the guy you got to beat, right? But I think the Jets can make some noise in that division. I'm not going to say they're going to win the division. I don't think they'll beat Buffalo, but they may come in second place in the division and get a playoff spot.
Could happen.
It could happen. They could be that team that rattles some cages. Because Miami kind of is falling off a little bit. New England is coming up, but everyone's expecting New England to be better because of Vrabel, because they did better last year. People see that the Jets got Justin Fields, and they're like, same old Jets, so they're going to suck. But Justin is not a bad quarterback.
No, he's just been on shitty teams. And then when he was winning, they benched him.
Yeah.
And that makes no sense, absolutely, at all.
So, I mean, as we get close to the season, I'm wondering what, the Raiders are another team that can surprise people. The Bears can surprise people because no one expects the Bears to do anything. I mean,
Is Cam Miller going to be the starter in Vegas?
What now?
Is Cam Miller going to be the starter in Vegas?
Pete Carroll, man. I particularly anything that man does is like. But
remember, that was a Tom Brady pick.
But I think Gino. They already said Gino's going to start.
I think it's got to be Gino after they made the trade. But did you see the picture of Genty out front of Applebee's in uniform?
No.
Yeah, they have video of him out in front. He got hazed. I guess I don't know if it's real or AI, but yeah, it's the Raiders. Though could be a surprise team this year in the West.
Yeah.
Kind of how like last year the Chargers were somewhat of a surprise. So yeah, these are the things I'm kind of been thinking about lately. But I think the Poles move was smart for Chicago, and I think it was also smart for Chicago because now that's one less distraction during the season. Because this was Poles' final year of his contract. It's like if you're going to fire him, you're going to fire him at the end of the year anyways, whether you extend him or not. That's not going to make a difference. It's not like players. It's not like there's cap considerations, right? So just do it now, and now you don't have that hanging over the head this season about when he's going to get an extension or fired. You just extend him, and now you just let him operate, and now there's no distraction of the GM's contract extension over the head. He can just go out and be GM, and if he sucks, you're going to fire him anyways. And that's one thing I think fans don't realize. Coaches and GMs, if they get fired, it doesn't affect the cap, so they can operate differently with these guys. Oh, but you got to pay the guy the $10 million. Who cares? These teams are making $1 billion plus a year in profits. $10 million to pay the coach they just fired is like they dropped the quarter on the street and kept on walking.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I always think that's interesting. Like with Tomlinson, if they fire him, but they're going to owe him $17 million. Do you think they care about the money? No. They're going to make $1 billion. What's $17 million to the Steelers organization? Nothing. It's a drop in the bucket. It's the cost of doing business.
That is correct.
So, yeah, I thought that was interesting. And then the other big news, of course, I don't know, Jamie, if you guys covered this before we got on, but dude, like I said, rookies started reporting today for some of the teams. I think like 4 or 5 teams, rookies reported today. Between now and the 19th, pretty much 90% of the league has that minimum rookies report by the 22nd, which is next Saturday. Oh, wait, no, the 22nd is next a week from today. By a week from today, everyone will have reported for minicamp. Starting today, a couple teams like Baltimore, Seattle, or no, Seattle definitely was today. I think Baltimore's tomorrow. But the rookies are starting to report. Veterans start report, are going to be trickling in over the next couple days for teams. Sometimes some teams have like rookies come, like the Bears on the 19th, have the rookies come in. The rest of the team comes in on the 22nd, right? Dude, 30 to 32 second rounders. As of this morning, I haven't seen anything come through this afternoon, still unsigned.
Every Bills player has signed but TJ Sanders.
The second round pick. Yep. Now
he's the only one who hasn't signed
because of the guaranteed contract thing. Now the kid for the Browns, who was the 4th pick of the second round, just got arrested. Now, and someone said, "Well, that's it. That no one else is going to get guaranteed after him." But no, if you're the guy who got picked after him, that's a mitigating strategy. You're like, hey, I'm not that guy. I don't have a felony over my head. So, I mean, at what point do these guys sign, man? They're starting to report. These guys are already missing camp. You can't fine them. They're not under contract. They're just not making money. So, but they're hurting themselves, right? So, what
it's
point?
Too bad.
They might not be though, Ken.
Jackets could have been a good run.
Now you got to investigate and go. Did they get paid by the NAL, or do they have enough money on their bankrolls not to worry about this?
Well, no, yeah, no. The teams can't fine them because they're not under contract, but they can't go to camp because they're not under contract. So
right. But what I'm saying is, did they get
NIL?
Did they get paid by the NAL where they don't really need to go?
Right. Well, that's now a difference, right? These guys probably have some money from NIL, but they're hurting themselves career-wise by starting to miss camp. So you look at the Bears, where we have our starting left tackle is probably going to be Ozzie Trapillo, second-round pick. If he's not signed by 19th and misses camp, how does that affect the offensive line for the Bears with him missing camp? Right? Especially if you're that second-round pick is the guy that you're looking to fill a hole this season. So at what point do we start seeing these second? I would have thought we'd see it today with guys having to report, especially Seattle. They're what everyone's waiting on, and they haven't signed their guy yet. So how much longer until these second-round guys start signing contracts?
Right.
What do you guys think? When do we start seeing them sign?
I think TJ Sanders, I think he will eventually sign. It's just I can't tell you when, but I think it's a matter of when.
What number was he in the second round?
41.
He was a 41st overall pick?
Yes. We traded up to get him.
So he was a 10th or 11th pick in the second round?
Yeah.
Or 41? 9th pick. 9th pick of the second round. He might be waiting because like the Bears have Luther at the 7th overall in the second. Those guys are waiting to see, do the guys in front of me get a fully guaranteed deal or not?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's holding it up. And that's why I'm surprised Seattle didn't sign their guy today. Because if he didn't get a fully guaranteed deal, I think all the rest of the second rounders signed.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering when a guy's like Ozzie Trapillo is towards the back and go, you know what, fuck it. I'll take the non-guaranteed and sign. Like, I'm wondering what player's going to break ranks or what GM is finally going to crack the code and these guys are going to start signing.
Mm-hmm.
Actual real news in the NFL at this part of the season, it's unusual for us.
Yeah.
We have a whole round of players not signing a contract.
Yeah.
That's definitely big.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially like what is it? The Hall of Fame game is what? Less than 20 days away?
Yep.
Yeah. So if you're a second rounder, it's like, if you're counting that guy, it's like, hey, I mean, the Bears have 3, and we're looking at 2 to be starters. Maybe all 3 of them. I don't know if Shamar Turner is going to crack the starting lineup, but yeah. The Chicago Sun-Times put an article out 7 hours ago. I'm just checking it really quick to see if there's been any. Nope, nothing. Nothing from them. So yeah, I don't know at what point. Everything else is from a day ago, so nothing broke today. At what point do these guys start signing contracts?
Mm-hmm.
It's a good question.
Yeah. You know we're still going live, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I pushed it out to my ex late, of course, because I was late.
Yeah.
Okay, I just realized my Twitter's not even on there.
Yeah, good job.
I didn't make it. I didn't make the link.
See what happens when you show up late?
I was real late.
I know. I got caught up and I'm like, oh crap, it's Tuesday. And I saw the link from Rich. I'm like, oh crap. So I hopped on real quick. I hate when I do that. I mean, I had family over this weekend, so my internal weekly clock's still messed up because there's unusual amounts of activity this weekend, which was good. But yeah, my whole week clock is messed up, and it's hard being retired because I don't think of days like normal people do, I guess.
Why would you? You're retired.
Yeah. All I know is the grandbaby was here today. That's so I know it's a weekday. After that, it's like I couldn't tell you what day of the week it is. And they went to the zoo today, so.
Right.
But yeah, I can't wait. I mean, we're here, guys. They're reporting. NFL season's about to hit, which means summer's almost over.
Wow.
My son wants to play me in college football so bad. I haven't even played it yet.
Is that what you guys were discussing buying last week?
Yeah, he ended up buying it.
Yeah. Well, obviously, because he says you need to play him.
Right.
I guess he wants to get his ass whooped. Is that what it is?
I haven't even played it yet, so I have no idea.
No, he wants to have the opportunity to whoop your ass because he's been playing it ever since. So you don't know what you're doing, so he can beat you.
Right. Is this the A and B games on Nintendo?
Temco Bowl? God.
Touchdown!
Oh my. Man, I have to admit something though. This year, unlike last year with the NFL in the offseason, has been much as a podcaster who has to come up with ideas of this type of stuff to talk about every day, has been much better than last year. Like we've been able to stay away from the clickbait. Like there's stuff like the Teddy Waters stuff today, that kind of I hate that kind of stuff because he was trying to do the right thing, but we haven't it's been mostly positive stuff this offseason. I mean, yeah, we had a couple guys get arrested for stupid shit. You know, like being a rookie and driving 120 mile an hour, and I get it. But we've actually had some good stuff to talk about this offseason. I've been happy. It's been a good offseason. I'm just ready for the season to start.
That does make for better podcasting for us.
Yeah.
But sometimes as the viewer, you need that fighting or disengagement.
Yeah, I mean, I've been happy we haven't had to engage in clickbait discussion though. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah, but yeah, we've been a good. I can't wait. The season's almost here. Jeez, it's here already. Camp is starting. Start making those predictions and start doing your mock drafts. I hate those people. Here's my 2026 mock draft. Whatever.
Yeah. So if we did a prediction, that might take forever.
Oh, we got a couple weeks before we need to do predictions, man.
Oh, we sometimes we do like a whole all 30 of them and write them all down.
Keeping receipts. That's why I just pull up the video to show you where you're wrong later.
Hopefully you mark it, bitch.
And now that I learned how to screen capture video, oh yeah, you can teach an old dog new tricks.
Right.
No, this is gonna be a good sports year in general, man. I mean, football, I'm ready for that. We got the World Cup coming in 26. We got the Olympics coming. We've got all kinds of crazy stuff going on. It's like I'm like really digging.
Hey, Adam, what happened to Evan?
I have no idea. Did you message him? See what's up?
No, I haven't talked to him, but I should.
I saw he was online the other day, but I was at my camp and I really didn't feel like messing with anyone, so I didn't talk to anyone.
I have days like that.
I just, we were getting sun. We were at the beach from noon till 7:30.
That's how we were Saturday, but in the pool. We got in the pool right around 12:30. I think we were in the pool like 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, it was so nice. The lake was so warm. It was just nice. And my mom and sisters are still up there right now, and they're like, it was crystal clear today, flat as glass. We were in there all day. Driving to the Top Productions, Josh.
Even I know that one, Josh. Even the Huddle guy knows that.
I think this is his first day watching the show to learn about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still trying to catch up on sleep from the weekend, so I am completely.
Oh, I crashed hard yesterday, man. When everyone left, I was cooked. I crashed hard. I want to take a nap today. It just didn't work out. So maybe tomorrow I'll get a nap. Because us retired guys, we like taking naps.
Right. Well,
And
my dad had my son, so I went and saw my son for a little bit.
Oh, cool.
And then so that didn't help. I didn't get home until 8:15. I was like, oh, just turn on the computer, jump right on. Got home, started doing stuff. Then I was like, oh shit. Went and saw the computer wasn't on, and then all of a sudden I started.
You have 42 updates.
So
right, that's when it happens. Like I really need to turn the computer on and get on. What? I got updates. Oh crap.
Right? No, mine just doesn't turn on. It's so weird.
Hey, different note. Let me double check this before I say it, but so I didn't see him on Friday. Let me just make sure he was on today. Or he wasn't on yesterday. I think JB is MIA again.
Not again.
Yeah, he wasn't on this morning. And but he was 4 days ago was the last time he pushed out to me. So wait. No, he was on a day ago. Never mind. He had line stopped yesterday. Never mind. I don't know what, but he wasn't on today though. Huh. Maybe his new work schedule.
Back into being a cage line.
Yeah, back to being a semi-cage line because now he's got an actual job to report to. So.
Well, he never goes back to being a cage line.
No, hopefully that could situate his situation.
I'd rather see him keep a job than a podcast where he's not making enough to pay it.
This is why FS1 needs to hire us, man.
Absolutely.
We need to get JB on there with us too, so he can pay some bills. I don't care about the contract. I don't need much.
Yeah, just a couple bucks, enough to.
Yep. Yeah, we're cheap.
Keep going.
Yeah, we're the kind of talent you like. We're not going to cost you a lot. In fact, you're going to make a shit ton of money off of us, and we don't care. Just enough that we're comfortable. Like,
boys, it is 11 o'clock.
Oh, it's late for you East Coasters, and you got to get up and drive a truck in the morning.
Do, and I'm just so whooped. Like, this job beats the shit out of you. It really does. Until you're used to it.
Yeah, you're still in the get used to it phase. In about a month or two, it'll be nothing to you.
Everyone's like 3 months, dude. You'll be good.
Because you got to load the truck, then drive the truck, right?
Right. I got to do it right, and I load it the way I like it.
Yep. So it kicks your ass for a couple months, and after a while, it's like nothing. Yeah, I don't have that issue.
That's the phase I want to get to.
You'll get there soon enough, man. It'll happen before you know it. One thing I realized today, because I was having a political argument with someone on X, go figure, and Ben Shapiro said something about when people shouldn't retire because 5 years after they retire dead. I'm like, well, look, I retired at 46. It's been 6+ years. I'm still alive and kicking, completely happy. That's not necessarily true.
I think people that retire didn't do it right and end up just sitting at home, and their bodies are so used to going to work all the time.
It's about keeping
And
yourself busy. That's why I do the podcasting, because it keeps me engaged, right? It's not
that's what I
necessarily
mean.
about the
Like,
physical,
if they
about it's
let it
about
all go, like,
it's about well, physically, I don't do anything. I sit in a lazy boy more times than not. But I mean, well, I do play with the grandkid now, but it's about mentally being engaged. And but the point, but as we're having this argument, it's like, damn, I've been retired 6 years and I did 26 years in the Army. That's 32 years. Like, where did the time go? Like, I remember like it's just yesterday before I swore the oath the first time. I remember like yesterday before I went active duty the first time. I remember like yesterday when I got my commission. It just goes quick. So like with you getting this new gig, before you know it, you'll have been there 5 years. And it goes back to even further. Like then I started thinking like watching quarterback, and Joe Burrow is like, you get in this league and you think you got all this time, and you blink and it's 5 years. And he goes, I'll blink again and it'll be 5 more years. And that is so true. I mean, I blinked and it's been 6 years since I retired from the Army. Right. And before I know it, it'll be 10 years and then 15 and then 20. And all of a sudden you're like 70 some years old going, shit, where did it all go? Where'd all the time go? Your kids are grown. You have grandkids and they're grown.
Kenny Chesney, it says it all. Don't blink.
Yeah. Well, you got no choice in this life, unfortunately. But so this period you're going through right now, you'll blink and it'll be over before you know it. It'll be second nature to you.
I'm just waiting. Whatever. We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
But Fox Sports would hire us. Then we wouldn't have to do any of that stuff.
Right. I could sit on my ass and enjoy
They don't got to pay us millions of dollars a year.
No. I'll be happy on $100,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say low six figures is good. 100 grand, 120 grand. That's it. Just I don't have to work anymore. Well, for you guys, you don't have to work anymore. For me, so I can just pay some bills off, supplement my retirement income.
Right.
That's
I'm
it.
ready to walk.
Yeah. What do you think, Jamie? That sound good?
Yeah.
All right, Fox Sports, where you at? We're ready.
You better tag them, Ken.
Yeah.
My Twitter's not
Although
active right now.
for me, I could use a full-time salary though, because I'm only making minimum right now. But
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's just like this is what sports shows used to be, where guys like us sitting around. And we don't care about corporate sponsors or and like we're just gonna say what we feel.
Just pay me
honestly. It's honest opinions. It's not swayed by sponsorship deals or the league wants to push this or corporate wants to push this. There is no corporate. We are corporate. It's like we just say what we're gonna say, and some people like it, some people don't. But it's an honest opinion. Whether you agree with it or disagree with it, it's an honest opinion. And that's what we don't have in sports media, unfortunately, across the board right now is honest opinions. That's why Fox needs to hire us, because we're honest opinions.
Right. I completely agree, Ken.
Just a bunch of knuckleheads who like to talk sports. And you can, speaking of talking sports, because I know we're trying to wrap it up, it's 11:03 now. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Central, 11 on the East, you can catch me on X, YouTube, Roku, Fire TV, on the Huddle Sports Network app for the TV side, at Ken the Bear Fan, on YouTube, at the Huddle Sports on YouTube, at Mike the Bear Fan on Facebook. You can catch Ken and Ken in the morning. We're every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 Central, and also tomorrow night. At 7 p.m. Central, 8 on East. I think it's the same time as these guys are on, but we got a House Hall report. Oh, no, I'm an hour before Steel City, right? Because you guys are at 8 o'clock Eastern, right? Steel City.
No, we're 9.
Oh, you're not perfect. So from 8 o'clock Eastern until these guys go on at 9. I got House Hall report on Ken the Bear Fan and whatnot, and then right after that, I'll probably make the appearance on JB's Roundtable. Those will also be on my X, both of them. JB's show will be on my X. His knee biting YouTube, my YouTube, I think, well, definitely his YouTube and my X. So you can catch me there. And of course, Sunday pregame, which will now start to become pregames pretty soon, for House Hall at 11 a.m. Central, noon on the East. on X and whatnot. And of course, we bring the fellas from DTTP whenever they can stop by. So
Absolutely, just like we offer you guys to come on our show on every Tuesday at 9 o'clock for open mic. I know everything was a debacle today, but Rich man the fort. Jamie manned it.
yeah,
Held the fort down for till the people got in. But we did it. And then tomorrow night, me and Rich go live at 9 p.m. and Eastern time. And then you can catch the boys over there on the huddle. Absolutely. Jamie, I think Jamie will jump into with the huddle tomorrow, right?
Absolutely, I'm going to.
yeah. Jamie. Hey, Jamie. When we had the cage line was cage. Jamie and I, just the two of us did the show for 2 weeks. So good. We had good conversation, good time doing that as we drive. What do we call it? Driving to the huddle. There we go.
So you can get me at Sports Talking It on Twitter. You can get me at Driving to the Top on Twitter. Actually, you can follow the YouTube channel, Driving to the Top Productions. Hit that like, subscribe button, notifications, turn them on. And Jamie, go ahead, wrap it up. Let's go.
You guys can find me, yours truly, at Bill's Chat 1 at Bill's Mafia Chat, and also at Jamie Malloy, the unbiased journalist, at DJ Dog Tags on X, fortball.com, and stadiumrant.com, where I write about all sports. You can catch me here on Driving to the Top Productions every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock p.m. Joe Daly and I host the Subway conversation chat. And we just recorded an episode tonight. Go check that out later on YouTube. You also can catch me at 9 o'clock, an hour later on Tuesday nights. The crew and all the guys come out here and do open sports mic, so catch that out. And then every Wednesday night, including tomorrow, you can catch me, Ken, Jeremy, and that crew on Huddle Sports Network.
Roundtable.
NFL Roundtable. You can tune into Roku Fire Stick, YouTube, and Facebook for that. And then every Thursday night, starting next February, Jeremy, Marcus, and we do our UFL show. That's going to be for season 3. So thank you guys very much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, comment, ring the bell for notifications. For more content on Driving to the Top Productions, you can visit our YouTube page, Twitch stream, Facebook stream, X, where you get your podcast. And then for content on the Huddle Sports Network, you can visit our YouTube, Facebook, our Roku Fire Stick TV, wherever you get your podcasts there. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next Tuesday night at 9 o'clock p.m. right here on Driving to the Top Productions. This has been another production of Open Sports, Open Mic Sports Night. Have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you next Tuesday at 9 o'clock p.m. Good night, everybody.
And hit those likes, subscribes, and reposts on X too, man. Help everyone out on X too. It's a big thing.
Yep, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.